Hi Sag, this is Teresa from Tarot by T. Welcome to June. And before I start your reading, I want to call in some good energy and create some sacred space around this reading. So this month I'm going to do an eclipse reading. So it won't be specifically for love, it'll be for whatever important comes up and what changes the eclipses are going to bring. Because especially for you, we have a full moon eclipse in Sagittarius, your sign, on June 5th. And then we have a new moon eclipse, a solar eclipse, in Cancer on the 21st, which is the same day as the solstice. And so that's a powerful new beginning right there. And then Venus, which has been retrograde for the past couple of weeks, is going to go direct on the 25th. And Mercury is going to go retrograde on the 18th. And Neptune will follow on the 25th, or the 23rd, I mean. So it's going to be an interesting month. And we have Mars conjuncting Neptune. It's going to be fun. So let's see what the cards have to say about for Sag. What does Sag need to know? Oh, Hangman. Sag needs to have patience. So let's see what the cards say. What is coming up for Sag? What changes will the eclipses bring? What does Sag need to know about June? What's coming up for June? And what changes are going to be brought by these eclipses? What does Sag need to know about June? What is coming up in either love, career, finance, whatever is important? Let's just see what comes up. Okay. What does Sagittarius need to know? Ooh, the Five of Swords. The Knight of Wands. The Empress. The Judgment. The Eight of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles. The Eight of Wands. The Three of Wands. The High Priestess. And the Knight of Cups. Okay, so you start June out with the Five of Swords, where you're feeling that you're existing in a toxic environment. The Five of Swords, you may feel victimized, you may feel whatever you're dealing with, people are trying to push your buttons. Don't react, don't overreact. You want to be thinking, respond. You know how they say, observe, don't absorb. Don't get drawn into drama. Don't get drawn into any toxic engagements, because there could be people trying to push your buttons. Because especially since this full moon eclipse is happening in your sign, and it's going to be in your first house, but it's also going to affect your seventh house of partnership. So there could be some something coming to completion, some truth coming out. There could be an ending of a partnership, or a culmination of something that you've been working on. With the Five of Swords, though, that energy, you could be dealing with, and here you have the Knight of Wands. This could be a journey or a change of residence or a change of job. You might be thinking of moving, changing your location, changing the job, the work that you do, because the Knight of Wands is about adventure and just wanting to make changes. And you have this Eight of Wands here, which is also opportunities coming in. You could be dealing now, if the Knight of Wands represents a person, like if you're not in a committed partnership, it could represent someone. I mean, it's Wands, so it could be your energy, the fire energy. But it could represent someone in your life that is a lot of fun, makes a lot of promises, but doesn't deliver, doesn't follow through. So you may be getting tired of someone who is promising, but not delivering. And with the Five of Swords, you have to admit, well, you have to recognize, and this probably will happen around the full moon, where the truth, the truth is going to be evident at the full moon. You're going to see the writing on the wall. And you have to know that you can't change this Five of Swords energy. You have to accept someone for who they are, because they're not going to change. So you have to decide, can I live with what I know? Can I live and deal with this situation, even though I know I can't change it? It's not going to change. No matter what you do, you're bashing your head against a brick wall. So then you have to decide, do I want to stay with this and deal with what I know, or do I want to cut my losses and move on? Because that's the energy of the 5. It's about accepting the reality of a situation and knowing that you can't change it. You either have to walk away or you have to deal with it, but it's not going to change. Now that being so, with this Knight of Wands energy, I almost feel like you're feeling like you're wanting to walk away because you have these cards coming up, which we'll get into. The Empress is in the base here, so you are very creative. The Empress is about the mother. You really care about the work that you do. It's your baby. It's like you're nurturing. Some of you might really love children and family. You might be really attached to home and family. Others, whatever you're working on creatively, if you're working on a project and it's creative, it's your baby. You're putting a lot of effort into it. It might be at the beginning stages, and you have to nurture it, until it becomes profitable. And you have the Judgment here. So you've recently had a wake-up call. You're waking up and you're realizing, nothing in my life is going to change unless I take action, unless I make things happen. And so you've been working on yourself, whether it's self-esteem issues or whether it's, changing your bad habits, eating properly, dieting, whatever, getting exercise, or just changing your outlook. So you're doing a lot of, you've done a lot of self-reflection, and you might be thinking, okay, I know what I need to change. I know what I need to do to change my situation. You're taking ownership. You're taking responsibility. You're not just blaming others. You're saying, okay, maybe I'm upset with what's going on, but I know what my part in it has played, and I need to change me before I can change the external world. And you've been working on that. The Judgment is like a rebirth. It's like rising up from the ashes and seeing what you need to do and how you need to change. And you're feeling stronger because you've been working on yourself. And so because you're feeling stronger, your needs are changing. And I feel like there's a lot of career energy here. So the 8 of Pentacles is about taking a new direction in your career. And the 9 of Pentacles, maybe a part of you want to work for yourself or you want more independence. So you might be thinking of starting your own business or getting a job where you can be more independent, like an independent contractor. Or you just want to work for someone where you have more control, where you're not under a micromanager. Maybe in this current situation you feel like there's just too much toxic energy and you're like, I can't deal with this. I want to do my own thing. I want to have more autonomy. And you have the 9 of Pentacles here, which is, you can be successful, but you're at the very beginning stages. So you might be like working at a current job while you're working on this side gig. The 8 of Wands is coming here in your negative thinking sector. This is a card of opportunity. So there are going to be some doors opening up for you in June. And things could be happening really quickly. So you might be tying up loose ends at the full moon, or you might be completing something that's important. But there's going to be also news coming in and opportunities opening up for you. But you may be afraid to accept them. I feel like there might be a little fear there. Like, I don't know, things are happening too quickly. You might have to make some quick decisions. And you might feel like, I don't know if I'm ready for this. You might have a plan. It's like you may have planned to take action or to move, change things up down the road, but things might happen quicker this month where you have to move up your schedule, and you might have to act sooner rather than later, and that might be scaring you, like, oh, things are happening too quickly, I wasn't ready for this, I'm not ready to move yet, or I'm not ready to make this decision yet, these opportunities are coming, but I'm not ready for them. And you have the 3 of Wands here, so whatever work you've been putting into something, your baby, you're going to start to get results. Results are coming back, and they're positive. So you're getting good results from the work you're doing. Your main decision is going to be, how do I deal with this toxic situation? Whether it's a person or an environment, the one thing you have to know is don't get drawn into drama. Just don't react to drama. Don't let someone push your buttons. Don't let someone cause you to explode, where you're going to wind up hurting yourself. You just have to play it cool. Just be calm. You have the High Priestess here in your wish fulfillment sector. So there are things going on behind the scenes. You may have some projects that are, under development, but they're not ready to make it to prime time yet. It's like you're still working on something behind the scenes. The Knight of Cups is here. So this is a proposal or an offer that's coming to you. And it could be a love offer. You could be reconnecting with someone from the past, or someone who's going to, someone that you might, either you're going to be making the offer or someone's going to make an offer to you. Because the Knight of Cups is usually a romantic proposal, but it could also be a proposal that involves a creative project, creativity. So for some of you, it might be a romantic proposal. You might, especially with Mercury going retrograde, that sometimes brings people from the past back, and you reevaluate, rework things. You might decide to give someone another chance. If it's a project, it could be that doors are opening up, and someone may want to get you involved in a new project that involves something that's creative, where you'll be working as part of a team. And it could be very interesting. It could be something that you really enjoy, and you will have more autonomy. So just hang tight this month. Don't make any reckless decisions. But if you're feeling stuck, or you're feeling that you're existing in a toxic environment, that's going to change. That might be changing this month. And you may wind up getting your escape velocity. You might get something that comes up that takes you out of this environment into something else, where you have more freedom, more autonomy, and you're excited about it too. So let's see what the astrology has to say. So for you, it's in your first house. The moon is in your first house. The sun and Venus are in your seventh house. So this is definitely, it could be a romance. It could be a romantic, because Venus in the seventh could bring love. But it could also be a creative partnership, a partnership where you're working on a creative project. So somebody might want to involve you, because the seventh house is romance. It's committed partnerships, but it's also business partnerships. So you could be connecting with someone. If it's not a relationship, it could be a business partnership that involves some type of creativity or creative project. Venus rules love, money, creativity, beauty. Now the only aspect that's difficult to this full moon is Mars. Mars is T-squaring the moon from the fourth house. So when you have Mars going through your fourth house, you might be doing a lot of work at home. And that could be physical work, where you're remodeling or redecorating or, reconstructing things around the house. Or you could be fighting with the people you're living with, because sometimes Mars operates that way. And eventually Mars is going to come together with Neptune. If you have a problem with the home, it could be something water related or mold related. So you want to look at that. If you've got a leak somewhere, fix it, because you don't want something to develop where you're going to have to do major reconstruction. Mercury is in the 8th house, and it's sextile Uranus in your 6th house. So there could be some sudden changes, definitely, in your career sector, in your work sector, with your environment. Especially with Mercury in the 8th. The 8th house has to do with financial support, grants, money that comes in through some type of settlement, some type of inheritance. It's not money that you earn. It's more money that you receive from others. So it could be a partner's money. But with Mercury there, you could be signing some type of contract or negotiating something that involves some type of financial support. And it has to do with your work and your day-to-day work life, because the 6th house, the 6th house can also be health issues. So if you're under a lot of mental stress, you may want to take it easy and if you feel anything, weird, just get it checked out. But you might just have a lot of mental stress and you want to take time out to recharge. So don't let yourself get worked up, especially over any kind of financial negotiation. But Jupiter and Pluto is in your 2nd house, and they've, Saturn, when Jupiter and Pluto, they're going to be conjunct around July. Right now they're about a degree apart. And so there's still, I mean, that's close enough. That's a conjunction as far as I'm concerned. But the exact conjunction will happen around July, the beginning of July. And that could be very positive for you in terms of money, because the second house is the money that you make. That, it's like, it's finance, it's support, financial support. So you could get involved in something that you can get involved with a powerful project or powerful people, and they're willing to support you financially. They're willing to put up some money. Like, so if you're needing funding to do something, maybe you're trying to get a loan from a bank, or you're trying to get support financial, like you're writing for grants, or you're writing for some kind of, you want people to donate to your cause. That could happen, and you could get involved in a major project that also changes your income, because Jupiter in the second house, Jupiter and Pluto creates wealth. So if you're moving into a new position, if there's a new job that comes up, it's going to mean a lot more money. If you're working on something and waiting for financial support to come in, you're going to get that income also. So you're dealing with big bucks, powerful people. This could be an exciting time. One way or another, you are going to find out. So if you've been waiting for news about some kind of financial negotiation, you're going to find that out probably around the full moon on the 5th. So then we have the solar eclipse, which is a new moon eclipse on June 21st in Cancer. And that happens also in your 8th house. So this is a brand new beginning for you. It could bring financial abundance coming from the outside, somebody supporting, like either your partner if you're married, it could be a partner's income, or it could be just an inheritance that you get, or you could win big money, you could get some type of bank loan. I feel like there could be some negotiations, because Saturn is in conjunct in your 3rd house, so you might be having some arguments with relatives. You may feel that the people you're dealing with, your local environment, people are too conservative or too stuffy or stuck in or you feel blocked by the people around you. So that's the only, you may feel restricted, like you want to do things but you can't because you have to deal with this conservative mindset and they're not open to your ideas. And you've got ideas because you've got Mercury trine Neptune. So you're having a lot of creative ideas. You had, and in the previous month you had Mercury sextile Uranus. That's the mark. That's the sign of genius. That's when you're coming up with great ideas. You may be finding new ways to make money, innovative ways to bring more money in, to bring more financial support to your life. And the new moon in Cancer, it's a brand new beginning. It's at 0 degrees. So it's a very powerful time. It may not be the right time because the energies are too powerful to initiate something, but it's going to be the start of a cycle that's going to last 6 months. So something is completing at the full moon, and then something brand new is beginning. It's like you're on a new path. And I think this path, it could be in the 8th house, it could be you're ready to connect with someone on a more intimate level. It could mean that you're ready to take your finances seriously. You're learning how to deal with finance in a better way, learning how to deal with intimacy, learning how to work on your own demons, because the 8th house is like the darkness that we don't want to face within ourselves. You're ready to go deep, and you're ready to make changes on a deep level and to get into a new cycle. And Mars right now, where is Mars? Still in your 4th house, but it's sextile Jupiter and Pluto at this new moon. So you can resolve whatever conflicts might be having. Maybe you're having problems at home and you didn't have the money to make repairs, or money comes in because you get a new job and it's paying more and now you can do all the things you wanted to do. But you're going to be really busy around the house, because Mars is where your energy is, and Mars in the 4th house, you're working on your roots. You might even be, if you're not working on your actual physical house, you might be working on things that, blocks that you have come to you from childhood. You might be working on creating a home that can give you stability, that can give you security, and working on any blocks that may have prevented you from having that. But these are their powerful new beginnings. Especially with Mercury trine Neptune. Let's see. Neptune, I don't know, unless you're doing something creative or artistic, you want to be careful with Mercury and Neptune, because it could be that if you're having to sign anything, you want to read the fine print and make sure that whatever you're committing to, that you're going to get what they're promising. Because I feel like there could be an energy of someone promising more than they can deliver, or making something sound better than what it really is. So read the fine print, especially because Mercury will be going retrograde. So you don't want to sign anything. If you can avoid committing to anything until the middle of July, that would be better. Because when Mercury's retrograde, people, the details kind of escape us. And we think, and when Mercury's retrograde and you commit to something brand new, a lot of times things will change, that you'll say to yourself, well, if I only knew this, I would have made a different decision. So things are going to change, and you can't foresee that from where you are now in June. You'll know by July what the deal is. So, but if you're going back to something from the past and you're redoing it, so you may be revisiting, reconnecting with people from the past, or reworking on something, making it better. When you work on something and redo it during a Mercury retrograde, that's the best way to use the energy. Because then you're just improving on something that was already started before the retrograde. But so when you start, and you'll have a lot of creative energy to put toward that project. So doors are opening up for you. Just be cautious and make sure you look at all the details. So if someone, offers you a job or some opportunity, just make sure that you understand what's expected of you and what you need to give as well. Read the fine print, get things checked out by a lawyer if it has to do with anything legal. But you're on a new trajectory. I feel like there's going to be some type of completion, some type of resolution in a relationship, and then you're free to start a brand new project or a brand new beginning. So I think you're going to be happy with the end of the month. Will be more exciting than, like right now there's a lot of stress and pressure as you're completing this project, but the end of the month could be a lot more exciting and fun for you. So that's my forecast, Sag. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you'd like a private reading, just click on the link in the description box. It'll take you to my website. If you like the reading, click on the like button, click on the subscribe button. If you're new, welcome. And I want to just say thank you everyone who's been supporting my channel by liking, by subscribing, by commenting, by ordering readings. I value all of you, and I thank you for your support. So enjoy June. Stay safe, stay healthy. Don't overreact if someone tries to push your buttons, but know that opportunities are coming, and you just have to grab them. So I'll talk to you next month. Enjoy June. Bye now.